Hello and welcome back to A Little Crazy. I'm going to concentrate on the electrical cupboard today and for the next few days, but I found that it wasn't too easy because, as usual, one job you can't finish because you're waiting to get another job finished first. It's the order of things, so you'll see how we get on anyway. But it wasn't straightforward as what I expected it to be. This is actually the probably the first day in the last 2 weeks where it's not been pouring down with rain, and it's quite a nice day out there, except for the last 3-4 days we've had high winds. Today's no exception, so a lot of the time when I'm talking you'll hear this wind bashing about on the top of the boat, so hopefully it doesn't distort the sound too much and we can still get out a good video. So this is the area I need to do now. So basically cover all this up, put a frame round this area here. This is so that I can route all the wires around properly, put them in conduits, have them nice and tidy. The helm fits through this at that point there, and there's nothing else that goes onto that section that we need to get to. Now obviously I need to get to the instruments that are up there, but nothing else down here. So what I'm toying with is, when I put a frame around this, is put a board across here, because I need to have access to fuses. Now the fuses originally were on here somewhere. I could simply put that onto there or onto the other side and then have doors lifting up or opening. I think I would prefer it on a board out here, so wiring coming down from up there and here and there can all go into it without having to go over other obstacles. The only thing is, if I board it across, I need to know that I can get to the instruments. Now they can be put on from the outside and then simply done up from the inside, but I need to know I've got enough access, because when this is framed round, so there'll be a frame coming across there, leave you a bit of a gap up there, but is that enough? I don't know. So what I'll do it is in 2 stages. I'll have a centre board which I can take out, and then a fixed frame around the outside of that. So if I need to adjust this board, because I will start off with putting the board across, if I need to adjust that, then I can cut it down to wherever I need it, and just have the access doors, or door. I can have a door going up to the ceiling, a door coming down here to give you a bit of a platform while you've got your electrical tools there, or simply 2 opening doors, I don't know yet. The rest of this U shape will be boarded off, and then that will be covered probably with the same vinyl that's going around the walls. So the instruments that I've got in there at the moment, these, like the depth originally was there anyway, so I've just added a new one, put it in place. The other side, 12 volt power for charging phones and such. Shore power down there on that side. I will need a breaker switch. Now whether I have the breaker switch in here, so you open the door and then get to the breaker, or whether I have it surface mounted outside, up in the top corner out of the way, I haven't figured that out yet. So as always, whenever I'm doing anything, it's see how we go. If something doesn't go right, I have to change it a bit, but the basic idea is to board this off and get it covered with a door. The other models of these boats, be it 22 Interceptors or just straight 22s or 25 Birchwoods, they have different configurations around here. So originally in this one it was just a box that went round there, and then a box section came down here with the cables for the steering and the other electrics that were going down to the bottom. A 22 or a 25 might have a pair of big doors that opens this whole section up. But there are various ideas around this area. But my idea at the moment is to be a U shape with a door or doors in the centre. So I'll start playing about with that and see how we go. So I've had a play with some ideas around here. So put a frame round, did a backboard with a cutout. Actually made a mistake, cut up the wrong place, but you won't see that anyway. So what I'm thinking is fuse box in there, and then over the other side your main breaker switches. Now I was going to put those outside and up there, but I don't see the point yet. You don't need them up there. Put them inside, so all you've got to do is open the cupboard if you have a trip. That looks quite tidy in there then. Now, for getting to the instruments up here, I mean the instrument panels will come in from the front anyway. I think there's adequate room to do the nuts up on the back of the instruments. This will be if someone was to change them out, because obviously we'll put the instruments in before the helm cover goes back on the other side. But if someone wants to take it off rather than taking the whole helm cover off, they can unscrew them from here and just take the leads off and then pull them out the other side. But what I'll do extra to that, I think, is when I put a piece to make the frame up across the top, what I think I'll do is have it joined to this backwood, put a bracket inside, so that if someone wants to get to that better, all they've got to do is undo the bracket on the sides, and then however many screws, probably 4 screws on this board, and then pull it forward. It will come forward over the helm itself. Remember, the fuse box will be on there, the breaker on there, so I'll put enough wire on the back so that can be tilted forward like so, and then they can get to the back of it. I don't think the door will still be able to be here, because what I'm thinking of doing is putting on the door, if I come down with the door, put those bracing arms on here so that the actual door sits out across here like that when it's open. As I said before, you know, a place for your screwdriver and whatever as you do in the electrics. If I do it that way round, then obviously if they get to taking this off, they will not need to undo that arm there, and possibly on the other side as well, because otherwise this won't tip forward. See what I mean? But that's for someone that wants to get into it, and that will be sort of like once in a blue moon. So I mean, it's I'm future-proofing it for them, but the necessity of it is not really there. I mean, if someone really wanted to get into it, they just undo all the screws and that's fine. But just for ease, I'm looking at doing that. Now the main thing I've got to do is make sure that this is nice and right angled and square to each other, so that when I put a door on there, it's not skew width. So I'll probably look at putting a piano hinge along here, and as I say, and then them arms that fold back inside as you push it up. So one door, and then as I said before, that U shape in solid wood, well at least plywood anyway. And that allows you to put other things on the front of that if you wish, and obviously you can just join into the electrics. I was going to put a 13 amp socket there, but I think that's going to be overkill. You've got 3 sockets in this cabin already, so I don't think an extra one there would do. I was thinking when I was thinking doing that is for the hoover, but I mean just plug it into one of those in that shelf. There will be one outside, possibly underneath the floor out there, underneath the deck, and that's where you would charge, you put a battery charger in there or something like that. I don't really think any more 13 amps in this boat is going to be of any great use, so we'll leave it like that. Right, so what I'll do is carry on playing about with this, get that wood trimmed down so that I can put it onto the back of that one, and then start rerouting the wires around, because the wires at the moment are hanging up over here. They won't go that way. They'll actually, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, they'll actually go across there, down this corner, and then through here somewhere. That's how they'll go. But for the moment, they're just clipped up there out of the way. So that's the box made up. Got to put a couple of small clamps on the corners of there. And as I say, then later on, if someone wants to take it off, undo the clamps, undo the 4 screws, whip it back like that, so that you can get into the inside of it, which I think will work fine, and it'll look quite smart with a nice door on it, and obviously all blocked in. And I'll get that painted up now, just blend it in with everything else. So I've given this a coat of paint now. Still needs another one, obviously. I've also added an aluminium strip up here to hold the ceiling, and I've just laid a strip of wood across there to act as the ceiling. Obviously the ceiling that goes up won't be bowed like that, and it's going up slightly higher on that side because of the bow on this wood, but it gives you an idea. So I'm just waiting now for some more brackets, and I think I'll get a couple of fittings to go in here which will take the conduit to make it a neater end as it comes out for the actual fuse box. Also, I'll be putting a frame down here and across the bottom there, which will hold all the front panel. Now when it comes to the door with the front panel on, I've got a few ideas. I've got an imaginative one that I might use. I'll have a look at that, and then I'll show you if that pans out okay. If not, it will be a straightforward door. What I've got to do is take this off, which is only just sitting on there. I've got to take everything out of there, it's screwed in. I'm just putting the light socket in there, at least making the hole for it. But I've got to take all that off, because I need to cover this with vinyl. And to do that, I've got to lift the floor up at this area. I've got to take that out. To take that out, I've got to clear all that up and remove that back seat so that this panel can come out, so that this bar can come out, so all this is free to get to that, which is a bit of a pain. To carry on doing the electric box, which is behind the helm inside, I needed to strip all this out. The reason for that is because I want to material that particular wall so that the helm can be fitted. The helm's got to be obviously finished and then fitted on there, but in the meantime I can get all the dials back in properly so that that is finished in itself. Doesn't matter about doing the other side at the moment, but just that one, so I can finish off the helm, which is why I've had to take all the panelling off, because obviously where it goes in, it's behind those panels and behind the floor, down below the floor there. So I'll do that exactly the same way as I did the toilet area. Cut it out, bring it in down, put it down there on the floor, get it all glooped up with the adhesive, gloop the wall up, and then press it onto the wall with a roller. a great deal of area to work in here. We'll do our best. Okay, struggled with that. Personally, I think because the glue had been used before, when I opened the pot it had divided. I stirred it up good, but it wasn't going on half as good as last time, so therefore I thought it was drying out a lot quicker than it did last time. I've got to go round this top edge here, gloop it up again, and quite a bit over this back side, obviously because it took me so long to get over there before I could stick it on. It had definitely gone off, so I'm going to have to give it some more, possibly just on the wood. I don't know, I might do a bit on both, but yeah, bad workman blames his tools, but I definitely think it was that glue. Now, a suggestion was made yesterday that because of the last time when we did the toilet area, perhaps paint the adhesive onto the wall, but then use a spray contact adhesive on the actual material, which will go on a lot quicker, make sure it's a better spread. It's the same type of glue, so they'll go together, and it might work out better. So we'll try that next time. I might go over to doing that, but I've got other things to do at the moment, so I might leave that. But I'll get this one finished if I can. If it don't turn out good, if it starts to lift, because as you know, after you leave things a while and then go back to them, they could well lift. If it lifts, well, then I have to go back to square one again, get some new glue, new adhesive, and then re-stick. This one still should be enough, good enough to use, but we'll decide that at the time. But first of all, I'll try and get the edges done again and see how we go. But the rest of it seems to be going down okay. First a little break, because one thing I didn't do, which I said to do last time, put a bloody face mask on. I know I'm outside here, but forgot all about it. Once I started, I got to the point it was too late, so should remember that. Right, I'll get these edges re-glooped again, see how we get on. This time I'll put the mask on. Who knows, it might save 3 days of my life. Just a shame it's not 3 days when I was 17. Well, seems to have gone down okay. It's just the door edge that I'm more concerned about, because that's the only exposed edge. All the rest is covered behind trims, even this. So it's just that door edge there. If you can see it from where you are there. Yeah, so yeah, just down here. So there's a couple of things that you usually done. You can either run a sealant down there, just a small bead, just to keep it into tack. I mean, hopefully it'll stick fine and won't lift, but you can never tell. The other thing to do would be put a little quadrant down, just to pin it down there. But again, that's a little bit more involved, because obviously you've got to make the quadrant the same colour as the wood frame and then tack it without the tacks being seen. But we'll hope that it all sticks fine. Now, most of this area, as you know, will be covered with the Helm cover. You can see where it starts here at this bit and ends at that bit there. And then I think it comes down here somewhere. So that lot will be completely covered. This side, obviously the panel will go back on here, come down here somewhere, so well away from that edge. And then that bottom will slide across and be pinned, so it'll be in that shape. So again, well away from that edge. Same with the bottom, because that has the floor going down. And then what we might do is put an aluminium strip along the top, along the bottom. And then of course you've got the control cutouts to do to fit in there. But I'll leave that now for a while, just to see how it goes off. I will be glooping these edges and pinning this back on the edges. A bit short on that one, doesn't matter, but it'll probably lift after a while. But yeah, these ones will be pinned over. But again, that's all inside and behind a board. There is a board going directly across here, pinning that anyway, so that'll be fine. Pushed it around the edges now, that Helm frame. So we should be all good to go to put the dials back in. So that's where we're up to so far. Still plenty to do on there, but it's coming along nicely. So hopefully we'll get another video out soon and you'll drop back and see how we get on. Thanks for watching. See you soon.